Welcome to the show, everybody. Oh, that's the way you want to start out. So, I'm here. Mike's sleeping. He's in the bathroom, so give him a minute. Oh, God. He left his mic on, didn't he? Great. Well. Yeah, you're welcome, Internet. Anytime now, promise. In a can again.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Are we doing the show today?
We're doing the show right now. Thanks for that, by the way. What's up with the microphone? Sleep with that on?
I never take it off anymore. We just do too much stuff.
That totally makes sense. Breakfast, man. Here you go.
Okay.
So.
I'm good. Hey, how are you, Chad?
Yeah.
I was gone for a while. What happened?
Wow, what's in there? It's like, just put a nipple on that thing.
The other guy was here. Hate that guy. I'm back, though. It's okay. Entertaining.
So, long,
Sorry?
long night, I guess.
Cinco de Mayo! The Mexican holiday that they don't really celebrate that much, so we've appropriated for the American culture in order to drink copious amounts of alcohol.
There you go, exactly.
Didn't we do a similar thing with the Irish?
It's like, thank you, Mexico. And thank you, Ireland. We appreciate it. You drink the good stuff to get drunk, and then you drink the bad stuff. I thought you were old enough to understand.
Not today, I'm not.
Of, you know.
Well, my knee's old enough today.
Why? What happened?
I'm fucking trying to give out on me. My body, it's too long of a story to get into, but I did not treat myself well at a young age. And now everything's trying to fall off me like a bumper on a rusted car.
Yeah. It just keeps getting better, buddy.
I know. Oh, I know.
It just keeps getting better.
I'm thinking turn 40, I'm just taking a walk off a cliff.
Yeah, you might as well.
If I'm not in a wheelchair by then.
It's possible. It's possible. Here's the worst part about getting old, as far as I'm concerned, and that is the hair growth. And I'm not talking about this hair, because I think this hair is great. I'm talking about the other hair. I'm talking about the hair that's above your eyebrows, or above your eyes, your eyebrows, and the stuff that comes out of your nose. Dude.
Yeah?
A young beauty can be mine.
What?
View and browser notes, man. Check it. A young beauty can be mine, and.
No, it's one of those scam things.
Oh, fuck. All right.
Oh, dude, you got some shit in your nose. Oh! Yeah!
What?
Yeah, I had to buy a nose trimmer.
And not the ear hair isn't an issue yet, but the nose hair certainly is.
I have the ear hair.
I've got eyebrow hairs that are like that fucking long. I mean, swear to God. I go, what the fuck is... And I have to pull them out because it's just gross.
Yeah.
I mean, look at them.
You got one right now.
I know, there's like a super long one, right? Look, ow! Thank you. Man, and they got...
I'm going to wait, from last week... Oh, you've cleared the card. No, I still have it. I still have the file. From last week, I'm putting in the thing now where we rip those things off your nipples.
Alright, Chad, what are we about to do?
This is for you, Internet.
No. My turn. My turn. You.
Let's have a show just about ripping shit off of my body. That'll work.
Big boy.
It's like, and it's not just that they get real long. It's like the tensile strength is like piano wire. I swear, if I could get it long enough, I could like use it as a garrote and kill people. I swear, it's totally possible. You guys don't want to talk about internet. You know what I'm talking about. Well,
sure.
Some of the old. Well,
anybody who's played
the 2 or 3 people that are watching this that are as old as me.
Anybody who's played any of the Agent 47 games.
I don't even know what that is.
Hitman games.
Hitman games. I dig me some Hitman.
Do you know Hitman?
I am familiar with Hitman.
Yeah. Actually, he has a new movie coming out.
Is because the first Hitman had Timothy Olyphant.
Oliphant, yes.
And I like Timothy Olyphant, but
that movie wasn't very good.
It was not a very good movie.
And this next one doesn't look like it's going to be a very good
probably
movie.
not.
The problem is this is one of those video game series like it's not going to play. It's a great video game, but it's not going to work well in a movie form. It's just not.
This is what happens.
And they just keep trying to force it.
A lot of times when I don't want to say big budget because I don't think the first Hitman was that big a budget, but fairly big budget. Video game movies, they always think they have to cast somebody pretty, and sometimes the lead guy shouldn't be pretty. The lead
Agent 47's pretty.
He's not pretty. He's like, I've seen the video games. He's not Timothy Olyphant without hair pretty.
It's true. The new guy, the new guy they got to do it because it's not Timothy Olyphant.
I don't know who the new guy is.
I don't think he's anybody actually.
No, that's probably better.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think.
And then they got Zachary Quinto to be like a guy trying to stop him from killing all the people.
Wow, interesting choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's one of those things where they're implying in the trailer that I've seen. It's one of those things, which is probably playing right now. But it's one of those things that they're implying that who's really the good guy. You know what I mean? The contract killer who's on a mission. Or,
right. I want them to make someday. I want somebody to make a movie about an assassin, a contract killer, that doesn't suddenly have a change of heart and want to save the person he's supposed to kill.
Absolutely.
I want to have a Hitman movie just about a dude bugging hitmaning. You know what I'm saying? Just like out there killing shit and doing it well, and you root for him because he's like a cool bad guy, not because he's a good guy trying to be or a bad guy trying to be.
There needs to be more movies with bad guy protagonists,
right?
In my opinion.
Sitcom bad guy.
Hey, fucker.
Hi, Morty.
That's right, it's Morty. How was your day?
I
don't give a shit. Ask me how my day was.
How was your day?
I killed 3 people.
Let's look at like Sopranos.
I'm surprised they haven't done that yet with Loki.
Right? They totally could do that with Loki.
Because he's very popular.
That's a great call.
He's very popular.
Yeah. Well, it's one of the things I always liked about The Punisher. I think The Punisher wasn't like my favorite comic at all.
Tom Hardy.
I love the fact that
Tom Hardy just came out and said he wants to play.
that would be badass. No.
He's Mad Max. Fucking make him the Punisher too.
Tom Hardy can play pretty much anything.
He's a very talented actor.
That guy.
Yeah, if you ever get a chance, watch Bronson on Netflix.
Oh my God, that was just Bronson was so fucked up. I had to watch it in chunks.
It's real hard to watch.
Yeah, but man, he is awesome in it. But to me, he and Bryan Cranston are the same caliber of actor. They could do just about anything, and I would totally buy it. But him as Punisher, that would be badass.
It would be awesome.
That would be badass. That guy they got, that pretty dude, to do the first Punisher, that Punisher movie, whatever.
His name's up.
He was in Deep Blue Sea.
That
kind of stuff.
Those movies weren't very good, but he did a short in which he was Frank Castle as a Punisher, like a tired version.
Really?
He did a short that came out, fucking phenomenal.
Really?
It's like a 15-minute short where he's just going to get liquor from a liquor store, and he doesn't want to mess with people. But these gang members are trying to rob these guys, and he's just like, God damn it! And he goes over there and kills the holy living shit out of all of them.
Well, I haven't seen that, but I can say this: the second Punisher, I think it was the straight to video.
That was with a different dude.
Totally different dude. He was a way better Punisher, in my opinion. I thought he was awesome as that character. But it just that all to say, sometimes shouldn't be a pretty guy.
Mad Max. Okay, you've seen Avengers. I've seen Avengers.
We've seen Avengers, so we have to
talk about Avengers.
Okay, we're gonna talk about Avengers.
It's been when this comes out. Right. It's been 3 weeks since the movie came out.
Here's the
thing. If you haven't seen Avengers yet, that's literally your fault.
There will probably be spoilers, so fuck you. All right, that's what I'm saying right now. We're gonna talk about Avengers, and it's gonna be that way.
I'll have a time code right here. You can skip to that point whenever we're done talking about it.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna 3, 2, 1. It's on. Okay. Oh my God, dude, that was so good.
It was so good.
It was so good.
And plenty of people are pissed off about it.
Of course they are. They're always going to be pissed off about it. Here's the thing, right? I don't know. I can't say that it's better than the first one.
It isn't. I can say that.
Yeah,
it isn't.
It's not as
but
good
it's
as
still very good.
But it was so good. And here's this is what I told Dorothy when we were done watching. Not every second movie can be Empire. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you're coming off Avengers. What an incredibly well put together film that was just fun to watch and still fun to watch. Even now, I can watch Avengers, and there's a point where it gets a little bit slow. But the first couple of times, it was not. There was no slowness for me. But I will admit that in Age of Ultron, there were a couple moments I felt the pacing was a little slow. Watching it even for the first time,
it was the amount of characters.
Not as good, but it was still fucking good. If you understand what I'm saying.
I thank you for bringing up that point, because here is my point to all the people who don't like it.
Here they go. Justifying the raping of one of the greatest Marvel franchises of all time. Fuck you, Joss Whedon!
Okay. I'm going to cover all of the gripes I've seen, and I have an absolute argument for all of them.
All right, here we
so
go.
Get ready.
I'm ready. Okay.
It's a second movie, first off. In the middle, and not just, it's a middle movie.
Right.
Not just a second movie,
Right.
a middle movie. You have to take into account all of the rest of the fucking Marvel movies entirely. All the Thors, all of the Captain Americas, all of the Iron Mans. This is a middle movie transitioning into a different phase, which you see towards the end of the movie, that there are new characters coming, and the old guard is leaving.
Yep.
Okay?
So true, so true.
Point 2. For everybody pissed off about the Scarlett Johansson, Bruce Banner love story, yes, it's a little misogynistic. Yes, it's a little shoved in there, story arc-wise. But they're talking about a movie that is meant to be the broadest action movie on the face of the planet.
And may I cut in here for just one moment? And that is to say that it may not be canon. I didn't think it was forced. I'm not one of these hardcore comic book nerds who's like,
oh, there was no even reference to that in the comics at all. They just totally made that up.
Of course it's not canon. I mean, we all know who the Hulk has had sex with, okay?
How about his wife, Betty Ross Banner?
Obviously. Kate Waynesboro, his former assistant.
He has the kid, Scar, with Sierra the Oldstrong.
Exactly.
Jarella!
And that's not even why people are mad.
You know, well, is that what?
No,
why are people
they're mad because they feel they belittled Scarlett Johansson's character.
Why?
By making
Because
her,
she wanted to have a relationship with Bruce Banner, the nerdiest dude on the show.
Second part of point 2 for me. Second part of point 2 for me. Okay. This is a week in their lives. You need to keep in mind, these characters, they're not being established anymore. They are established. They're not being worked into anything. This is a week, literally 1 week in their lives. And have you never had a hard crush on somebody for 1 week? We just happened to see her during that 1 week. Look at the last Captain America. She spent the entire movie not hitting on him, trying to hook him up with all of her friends.
That's so true. And what's misogynistic about a woman wanting to have a relationship with a dude? I don't understand. What the fuck is that about?
And it's what I was saying before. It's the broadest movie that's going to come out this year. It's literally trying to sell the most movie tickets of any other movie this year. They have to put a love story in. They literally have to. They were not going to make it through. They were not going to make it through the studio process without one person going, "Please put a love story in." Chad, baby! It's Mike, Marvel movie executive. How you doing?
Great. I'm writing.
Working on that Age of Ultron script, I see.
Yes, I am.
That's going to be a big get for us. I wanted to talk to you real quick. Don't want to bug you too much. Wanted to talk to you about the character of Black Widow,
yes.
Scarlett Johansson's character.
Yes.
Really want to talk to you about that.
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
This is a great opportunity for us as storytellers and as an industry. I mean, we've got a strong female superhero character that's complex and interesting, and an equal to her male companions. I mean, this is a fantastic thing.
For sure.
This is going to be great. I'm
for sure. One real quick note, and this is coming from the higher ups, not me. Oh. Tits, buddy. We gotta sell seats. If you could have her boink somebody, that'd be great. All right, thanks, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, I still think that's a bit moot because I don't see a problem with their. I mean, you got Captain America still pining away about Peggy Carter. I mean, it's okay. That's okay.
Yep.
Whatever. I don't mean.
There's an argument.
Hawkeye got a family now, and he's all loving on him and like building shit. What the fuck?
It's what it comes down to is that everybody else, of the people, of the entire main team, Iron Man has a soon-to-be bride or wife.
Yep.
Thor.
Even Thor got it.
Thor has Jane.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
And that was a great scene, right, with the two of them, like playing off each other. Who's got the best?
Yeah, that's also great. But Jane is better.
Fantastic.
The Captain America is going through this thing where he realizes he can't ever have that.
Yep.
The only other two people are Bruce Banner. Well, Hawkeye has a family nobody knows about. The only two people who don't have anything are Bruce Banner and the Black Widow. So they naturally, because of the time spent together, start to pull towards each other, okay? Mm-hmm. These are two people that are fundamentally broken.
Right, totally.
She was broken by other people. He was broken by a thing he did to himself. But they are monsters. And they even talk about that. They are not human anymore.
And consider this. Consider the relationship they had in the first one. That was one of the most interesting things about the first one was this... The only time you ever saw real fear in Black Widow was when she confronted Hulk, and to me that was fascinating in that first one.
Oh, absolutely.
And now for it to have evolved into this, that arc in and of itself is. I mean, that's a beautiful little arc that just happened there, and everybody's pissed off about it.
They're pissed off because they didn't see the middle story that happens with them. That's what they're pissed off about. There's Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon thought that you guys were smarter than this. Basically, is what the movie is. He assumed that you would fill in the blanks, that there has been a whole relationship building between them because of all the avenging stuff they've been doing from the first Avengers movie to the second one. And you didn't see that. That's your fault, not his.
I've become very dissatisfied. I'm incredibly dissatisfied with what's happening with the Marvel. I've got to write a forum post right now.
It's okay.
Here we go.
Hey, I'm gonna go masturbate to the girls in the Target catalog right now, if that's cool.
Don't objectify them while you're doing it.
You know I won't!
That's enough about that, I guess.
All right. Okay, other spoilers.
Other than that. Dude, I mean, come on. Jimmy Spader?
Oh, I'm telling him that you got his last name wrong.
I did.
I'm telling him.
Oh my God, what are the odds?
Man, Jimmy, I'm so sorry.
Half of one beer and you've completely lost Jimmy's name.
I did. It's been that kind of a week. Jimmy, I'm sorry about that, but listen, you were fucking awesome. Jimmy was so awesome.
Good. And they let him play. That was the best part. They let him play a little bit.
I was concerned. There was a moment I was concerned. I was like, oh, how are they going to go with this? Where are they going with this? And that quickly went away.
I never had that concern.
Jimmy, you nailed that shit. It was fucking awesome. Man, lovely.
Yes,
it was just lovely. Is what it was.
Yes.
And I gotta admit too, the guy that got to play Vision is.
This is a guy who's been playing Jarvis the entire time.
Obviously that totally makes sense. I love that guy. You're totally right. When I saw him, I was like, I know that guy.
Yeah. He's one of those actors he's that guy. I know him. I love him.
Yeah. And yes, he did an awesome job, and that was all cool and great. And
Vision's going to be a big part moving forward, which is super interesting because of the Infinity Stones thing. When Thor has that initial vision and you get that flash of the Infinity Gauntlet, I was sitting in the theater and went, ah! And then the end slate post-credits thing with Thanos coming out, fine, I'll do it myself.
This is kind of an aside, but this is super interesting, okay? And that has to do with the characters of the Scarlet Witch and
back in spoilers.
Okay. So this is fascinating to me, okay? Because both those characters showed up in two different Marvel properties recently. They show up at the very end of X-Men: Days of Future Past.
No, well.
Yeah, that was at the very end of that when they're.
Yeah, she is, but he was in more of the movie.
Oh yeah, you're right. He was actually in the early.
He was in the beginning, and then again.
And then she shows up at the end of the movie in the little thing. All right, so now you have Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch in the Avengers franchise.
I actually know the reality story of how this happened.
Really, the reality story. Go give me a second, and then you can tell me the reality story. This is what I find so totally fascinating about it. Okay, so now we're going to have. And as long as who owns the rights to X-Men?
Fox.
Fox. As long as Fox has the rights to X-Men, right? They're going to be able to use these characters.
Can I steal beer?
Yeah, please do. They're going to use those characters. Then you have what's happening in the Avengers universe, which I'm fascinated that they can use those characters in the Avengers. But we're going to be able to watch if this keeps up, two separate story arcs, completely different universes, with two of the same characters played by different people. That to me is going to be kind of interesting and fascinating if both franchises move forward as they've been moving forward.
I have a theory on that.
Okay.
Based after I tell you the reality, so I don't forget that bit. The reality of the situation. Reality is, Marvel was approached. Fox was approached by Marvel, saying we have this story, but we want to put Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch in it. And Fox owns the rights to mutants, the Marvel mutants, all of them.
Right.
And they said, and they went back and forth a little bit, and then they said, okay, you can put them in, but you can't say mutants, which they don't in the movie.
So they have a totally different origin.
And you cannot talk about their father.
Yep.
Which is why they're super vague about that.
I mean, the origin is yes, vague is an interesting way to put it, because in the Avengers universe, they made it sound like that they were altered human beings. Enhanced is the word they use. Absolutely. So they started off as normals and then were changed.
But they never talk about whether or not they had that stuff beforehand.
It's true. They certainly made it sound like they were changed, but they were the only two to survive, which makes it. That's what makes it. Ambiguous. For
those who don't know, Pietro and Wanda Maximoff's father is Magneto, the biggest bad guy probably in X-Men, except for Apocalypse, which we're going to see Apocalypse in the next movie.
Probably.
Well, one of the most important characters.
The way
in X-Men.
You tell me if I'm wrong, because X-Men isn't my favorite thing, but it's my understanding that it's not like Magneto went out and did some fucking. Magneto went out and did some manipulation.
It's two things. Initially, they were lab babies,
right?
But then he also did some fucking. Like,
well, I know in the movie they made it. Yeah,
he does a lot of fucking. Like he's one of the few people who's able to fuck. Like somehow he's able to fuck a rogue.
Wow.
He's one of the few people who can do that. There's this whole story arc in which he's somehow younger that I don't understand. No, he's like the age of Rogue and all them.
Really?
For some reason, and it's not because he's a different character. It's because he's somehow degressed in age.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, I missed that. Well, that's okay, but
Yeah.
So ultimately, my point is, this is an interesting sort of thing happening in these two universes.
Thing is, you're not going to see him past the one movie in the X-Men movies. The next movie is literally going to be the last for that stuff.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Is Marvel getting it back, or is Fox keeping the rights to the mutants?
It's up in the air.
Okay.
Because people are starting to give stuff back to Marvel based on their success with conditions.
I want
Spider-Man, for instance, has been given back.
Awesome!
He's going to be in Civil War. But there's some argument as to which version of Spider-Man it's going to be.
Yeah.
I personally think it's going to be Miles Morales, the black Hispanic version, that teenage version that they've done. And actually, they have come out and said it's going to be a teenage Peter Parker, so it gives a lot of merit to that version. It's not Peter Parker, a teenage Spider-Man is what they said. So that gives a lot of merit to it might be Miles Morales as opposed to Peter Parker.
That would be interesting.
I think it's
a good thing to do, actually.
I think it's good because Peter Parker might be oversaturated.
Yeah, well...
Yeah. I think showing Miles Morales, I think doing Miles Morales is better.
I haven't seen the second Amazing Spider-Man, and I'm a Spider-Man fan, and I can't bring myself to do it.
Everybody doesn't like Andrew Garfield as much, but I really liked him.
I liked the first Amazing Spider-Man. I mean,
I watched both of those in the theaters, and I liked them a lot.
There you go. Okay, well, very cool. So that's a nice thing to hear. So anyway, last spoiler: Quicksilver dies. Boom.
That was brave. I actually thought that was
some bold shit.
I thought it was pretty bold. The entire story builds up to that they're going to kill Hawkeye, not Quicksilver.
Right.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They start showing you his family. They talk about how he may not need him / needs him. And
it was that whole redemption thing. I mean, Quicksilver redeemed himself for starting out as a bad guy and saved Hawkeye after all that crazy shit that they went through, and blah blah blah. And great storytelling stuff. But totally bold. Totally bold.
This is good.
It is good, right?
All right.
Big log.
We're off the Avengers.
Thank you very much for playing. You can come back now and watch the rest of our show.
Cast.
All right, thanks for coming.
Are you going to go to sleep? Are you going to fake go to sleep now? Fourth wall! Okay, your week has been insane. Do you want to talk about that at all?
We should probably talk about weeks. Mine was super intense. I had a big job for one of my clients, and I had what eventually came to basically 5.5 days to put together a shit ton of content for a live event that the video is going to be shown at. And I basically, over the I got maybe, let's say an average of about 4.5 to 5 hours of sleep each evening in those days. I was fucking tired.
Yeah.
But, so when you run your own business and you need to pay your bills, sometimes you take it. You just take it. That's what it is. That's the way it is.
Freezing!
And quite honestly, I respect the client. They're a good client. They're one of my better clients, and I love working with them. They can't guarantee me this will never happen again.
That's just being honest as the client.
And which is awesome. I mean, they're not going to tell me it's not going to happen again, but they at least acknowledge that it was kind of a shitty thing to do.
If he would, if the client would have come to you and literally said, "This will never happen again," you would not believe him or her. Whoever that may be. I don't have insider information on this.
Because there's a consistency to it. There's a lot of sort of, last minute kind of stuff with these people. But I respect them and they respect me, and it's a good working relationship. They know what they know. That's kind of what it comes down to. If you know what you want, but at the same time you understand what you want or what it's going to take to get you what you want, and you're willing to bend a little bit, that's way better than being a dick about things. Amazing! I will work for you for the next 100 years if you're honest with me. You push for what you want, and you realize what you can't have.
That's one of my biggest issues with clients and employers in general, is not understanding what it's going to take to. Yeah, they get pretty foamy. Push it. Not understanding what it takes to do the things they demand. Mm-hmm. That's one of my. That's how you make pissed off employees and pissed off workers.
Yep, absolutely.
Not getting the process.
Yep. The fastest way to lose quality people is to not understand the process, or to understand and not give a shit.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
even worse. That's wildly worse. So. You'll never get anybody of quality for any amount of time.
And we've talked about this before, but I love working with people, not for people. And then the quickest way to piss me off is to go, "Yes, you are. That's what I pay you to do." Oh, excuse me.
Fundamental good parts of owning your own business.
Yep. I can fire a client. It's all good.
You can't do that. I sure as fuck can.
Did. Fuck off. How about you? Tell me about you had quite the week yourself.
I did. With crazy busy the weekend, which I don't mind. My wife is lovely, right? She works, an 8 to 5 job. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of things that she wants to do get placed on the weekends. Well, placing things on the weekends I work on a 7-day like work schedule where like I'm planning on doing something every day.
Yep.
When I do not have a weekend, my work schedule gets fucked right in the ass. And because I didn't really have a weekend this weekend, but that's fine. We were doing family stuff, we were doing fun stuff, it's fine. But because of that, I started to get your levels of sleep. Trying to finish this show for the previous episode. And that's honestly, okay, I'm going to let you in on a secret. He showed up today, and I answered the door, and I'm like, wait, is that today?
He did. Yeah. And how did I react to it? We're shooting a fucking show. Eat a donut, have a beer. We're going.
It's fine. It's whatever. Because this is fun.
Yeah,
so,
right? I mean, yeah. I mean,
I was planning on just doing secondary work stuff today anyway.
But, you know,
I need to call Time Warner Cable and yell at them.
You need to get your internet fucking...
Uncontrolled. I'm paying $60 a month for 50... This might not mean anything for most of you. For 15 down, 1 up. 1!
Yeah, that's just... Yeah. Even the 15 down is like... No, you should be more than that. You should be... You're supposed to, you know, you should be closer to like 40.
Yeah.
For that kind of money.
No shit.
But yeah, well, you know, and yeah, just yell and bitch and do what you got to do.
Also, I have to get to at least 4 up.
Yeah, I mean,
I have to.
We got to do that. Fuck yeah, we do.
Well, not just that, but yesterday, uploading the last episode of this, which is a half an hour long, took 4 hours. Yeah, right. 4 hours.
Yep. You would think that in today's world, even in a shitty-ass apartment building like you live in, you should be able to get a decent fucking wired signal. I mean, we're not even talking about sharing a Wi-Fi network over the building. We're talking about you're snapped into a fucking cable.
And I am. My computer is.
Yeah, and it's like, come on. I mean, you got the router, the modem, it's all there. Motherfucker. So this... I mean, I think this totally works.
Yeah,
right?
that's sound. We've gone and checked it all.
It's got to be. We're missing something. I don't know, dude. I'm so sorry, dude. I'm so sorry about that.
Less than ham.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So So we've done the math now about the internet companies and upload speeds and how much how much should we pay.
We owe the internet companies way more money.
Yeah, we should be paying them like $1,000 a month for what we're getting right now.
I mean, this is crazy. Sorry. I mean, obviously, more money, less.
Our needs don't matter.
No.
We got to feed those internet companies. They have employees.
Oh, yeah, they don't need to see this. They don't need to see this.
I thought we were on to something. It's okay.
It's the 21st century, for fuck's sake. We live in America.
America.
Get this goddamn steam internet.
Lick my ass and suck on my balls, America. Fuck yeah. Freedom is the only way. Yeah.